Hello there, Texas Deacon here. Thank you for joining me. The title of today's lesson is Waco, My Awakening. During that time period, I was working 6 days a week, 6 nights a week I should say, had very little time off. And for vacation time, any lengthy vacation, I just didn't have. So what the wife and I would do, we both like to do it. We'd like to drive through the countryside, the back roads, and see real America. Because when you drive the interstates and eat at McDonald's all the time, you don't see anything, you don't learn anything. We love to go to back roads, find the city cafe. If you're there for breakfast, it's a great time. We were just, we call it meandering. We were just out meandering one day. And I happened to mention that, hey, you know, we're not too far from where the Branch Davidian compound was. So we stopped at a service station. I asked, and they gave us some directions, and a few minutes later, there we were. Well, we turned in the gate. We've never been there before, didn't know anything, cold turkey. We turned in the gate, and there was a woman right there as you turned in the gate, just a few feet from the road itself. And when I mean a few feet, like 4 or 5 feet from the actual road. She had a lean-to. She had a bunch of hand-painted signs saying some screwy things I read later. And so I passed on by her and went up there and parked in front of where the compound had been. And there was a big pile of burnt metal, all had been pushed up into a pile. And there was a chain link fence around the whole thing, and inside was a Airstream trailer. I guess the federal boys got to be first class. Anyway, there happened to be a road around the outside fence, and I drove my car around, I say a road, where some people had driven. And I almost got the car stuck a time or two, and that wouldn't have bothered me to have to bring a truck out there, a tow truck, and because I think I was really flaunting the FBI at that time. I think that's what I was doing. And there was a little outbuilding there, garage size. I went through it and I walked over the property, parked up there where they could see my license plate real clear, and then went back out to the main gate, stopped, got out and started talking to this lady, the woman that was there in the lean-to, and it was just a lean-to, and she was actually living there. Her name was, or is, Amo Bishop. Well, I went up and introduced myself. Of course, she was very friendly, and got to talking to her. And we talked for 1 hour and 45 minutes. I have been criticized for asking too personal questions a lot in my life. In fact, last night I was criticized for that. Well, I started asking this woman questions. Every question I asked, she immediately gave me an answer. Didn't even have to think what she was going to say, just gave me the answer. Well, I thought she was a nutcase, especially when she told me the reason she was there. She says, the reason I'm here is so the government cannot call this property abandoned. Because if it's abandoned, then they can seize it. And I thought to myself, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. When you own a piece of property, you don't have to stay on it all the time. If you walk off of it, they can call it abandoned and come take it away from you. As long as you keep the taxes paid, I thought it was yours. Well, that's what I thought. So there were other things that we talked about during this time period, and, well, they, I thought, were just as crazy. So after 1 hour and 45 minutes, I get back in the car. The wife was having some knee problems, so she chose to sit in the car, the reason she wasn't up there with me. And so we drove away, kind of laughing, the old gal, I guess, and me sharing with my wife the crazy stories that she told me. And I like the one the best about abandoned property. She said she had been to court, if I recall correctly, 7 times in fighting the government that this property was not abandoned. Well, I thought it was strange. 3 days later, on the news, little item said the government couldn't find anybody that claimed ownership to the property and might call it abandoned and seize it. All of a sudden I realized, hey, that's what that woman had told me. And she's accurate. Maybe the other stuff she told me is just as accurate as that. Over a period of time, yes. All those crazy things I thought she was telling me. I didn't trust the government that much, but I never thought the government would go as far as it did down there at Waco. So that was my awakening, where I started listening to talk radio and trying to learn a little bit, reading a few articles when I could find them, and talking to people, the people down there at Waco. I didn't go back to Waco. That was probably June of '93. I didn't go back until April 19th of '95. I did not know about the observance of '94. So, but since '95, I have been there every year, and I plan on being there this year too. If you would like to join the memorial, it won't be very big. Sorry, over the years, people have just wandered away. All those people that were full of fire, the fire's gone out. But I'm not going to let the fire die. There's others like me, a handful of us. So if you want to join the group in remembrance, it's going to be held at the Country Inn and Suites. It's in Bellmead, which is just north of Waco. And in Bellmead, it's across the Interstate 35 from Walmart. Anybody can find Walmart. So, Country Inn and Suites. It's going to be from, I think, 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And there will be speakers, and there will be Clive Doyle will be there, who is the new leader of the Branch Davidians, that they call themselves. A lot of them didn't know they were Branch Davidians until they found out on the news. They just thought they lived at the Mount Carmel Center. So anyway, after everybody got killed off, Clive Doyle took over, and he's been the head, and you'll probably see him on any of the tapes if you watch any of them. So join us there, please. There will be some food served there, I understand. In bygone years we've gone out to eat, but I'm told that this year food will be served at the Country Inn and Suites. That'll be April the 19th, 10 to 2. Join us, please. Bring some young people, because we cannot let what happened at Waco just die from memory. May God bless America. May God bless the Republic of Texas. And may God bless you and yours.